Welcome back to Craps University, your go-to resource on everything craps. Today, we're going to talk about a very popular and simple strategy. That's the iron cross. So what is the iron cross? It's a strategy that covers every single number but the 7. So we know when we look back at some other episodes and we talk about the number of combinations, there's 36 combinations on the whole dice set. If we cover everything but the 7, that means we're covering 30 combinations of the dice, but we're not covering the 6 combinations for the 7. So you are pretty much constantly getting paid out. So let's walk through the setup. So if you're not the shooter, you don't have to play a pass line. So we know we're going to do 5, 6, 8, and the field. With this, we'll put some caps so we get our nice payout. So we're starting to look at the cross, right? So we can move this over a little bit. If you had a pass line bet out there, there you go. When you have odds out there, there you go. I would prefer to play a pass line with the proper odds. So let's just say something's been hit. So there you go, cross. Very straightforward, very easy. So why do people love that? We talked about the dice combinations. We're only trying to avoid the 7. And you probably don't want to lay everything out. Once a number is established, let's say a 9, then that's when you want to lay it out. Let's say a 6 is hit, you have the options of what to do, right? You probably don't want to play your 6 because you're playing it on the pass line with odds. So you might want to throw that on the 9, and then you double dip. With the 9 hits, you get a 9 here and a 9 here, or you can just leave it off. It's really up to you on what you want to do. I know me, I'm going to play that 9, but that might not be for everybody. So I've got my normal bankroll, which is $2,000. Okay, and that's a pretty good bankroll to say, okay, this will give me many rolls playing this. So risk and reward. What's good about this strategy? The frequent wins. It keeps everything exciting. 30 ways to win, 6 ways to lose. You're rarely waiting around to get paid out. You are constantly getting paid out, except for the 7. And it's good for short-term action and then learning the behavior of the table, whether it's choppy, if there's hot streaks, if it's cold, that's important to really understand. What are some cons? Now, 7s, that's a con. So once you get everything out here, 7 run hits, you lose everything. One roll can undo multiple losses. That is, once you get everything laid out, it will take you some time to get your return on investment. Winning numbers don't pay much after losses. So that means once you lose, let's say you got 30 on the 10 or on the 8, and an 8 hits, you're going to lose that. You're going to get paid on this, but you're only getting 35. So basically that goes back. So you're only netting $10. So on this table with this type of action, it'll take you some time to build up. The build up is slow. The losses can be fast. Those are some cons about this. And once you understand how the table is operating, then that's the time to make your decision. And I recommend don't stick to one strategy. That's why we're going to learn many strategies, and you can pick and choose depending on what's going on in the table. So if you want to tweak this, here's some adjustments. You can lower your field bet if the table allows to 15 or 20 to reduce the exposure. Also, just like that last case, if it's only $15, then you win 35 here. So you're actually going to take away 15. So that's also good. When your field bets win, you're not going to lose your place bets. So that's also pure profit. And then once you get to the point, start pressing your bets up here. And that's an important part of this strategy, is you have to press these numbers strategically. So let's roll through some examples, okay? So on the come out roll, I'm going to play the base of the iron cross. I'm going to choose some dice. And let's see what we do. And coming out, 7. So actually, we had odds down. All right, 7. So there we go, 5, right? So our strategy dictates that we should take 4-time odds, play the field, place these 2 numbers. So we've got the 5 right here, we've got the 6 and 8, and we got all the other numbers but the 7 right here. All right, let's go. Let's see how. 10. Easy 10. All right, great. Payout, racket. 6. All right, we lose our field. It moves up here. We're going to get 35. So let's drop that back and let's take our 30 to 36 pressure. Rack up that 3, tuck this away. All right, so we're starting some pressure. 7 out. All right. So we had all that money out there. We won a couple times. We lost the rest. And we'll just start all over again. Okay? Five. No field 5. All right. So we know we're going to play 4 times odds behind it. We're going to play the 6 and 8. We're going to throw one into the field. Drop some caps on there. And roll 10. All right. Our place bets stay. We get paid here. Rack that. 8. Easy 8. All right. So we get paid 35. We lose this. We drop that down. And we want to go to 36. And we take the 4. All right. Let's go. 4. All right. So we get paid on the field. Looking for the 5. 5 to win. That's where the money's at. 5. There we go. We hit it. So we lose our field, but we get paid $175 there. So we'll pick that up. Actually, let's come out first. Let's get a number established before we go. 7. 7 winner. All right. So you heard what I said. I was going to put a field bet down, but the only number we have on is the pass line. We get paid for 7 on the come out roll. So we'll rack that up. And 8. All right, watch this. So we got an 8. What do we want to do with it? Okay, so we're on here. Let's move that to the 5. Let's take this and make it 36. And we will add 5 times odds for that. And we need that field bet. All right, there we go. Roll them. Hard 8, winner. All right, so we lose this. Okay, usually the dealer would do that, but we'll put it there. And for 125, we get paid 150. Let's do a black. 150. Payout is basically 175 for everything. And we will rack that back up. We're off here and we're coming out. 9. All right, so we're on there. That's our field bet. We'll drop our odds $100 and then we'll bring back the 8. Technically, if a 9 hits, which is good, we would win this pass line and odds and field bet. So that's a good number to be on. We got all these numbers out. They're working now. Roll. 7. 7 out. Well, that's too bad. But that shooter, we did pretty good with that shooter. And we're off. All right, our rack's not looking too shabby right now. We got a little bit of work to do. We're coming out. All right, 9. 9 again. Same deal. Pass line. $100 odds. Drop that down for the dealer to give us 25. We'll cap that. We'll rack to 15. We got the cross working. We're looking for 9, 5. No field 5. All right. So the dealer would usually grab that first, put it there, but we're just for demonstration purposes, we're going to put it there. We know that 25 gets paid 35. We're going to take that, we'll drop that on the field, and we're going to drop 6 more on the 6 and 8 because by the house edge, those are the best numbers to start pressing up because they're more likely to hit. Just a little bit less frequent than a 7. All right. 9, winner 9. All right, so here we go. We get paid there. We know the payout is 150 on the odds, 1 to 1. We're off on 9. Then we can pick all that up and rack it. All right. These numbers are off while we're coming out. And 7. Frontline winner. Pays 1 to 1. All right, let's see what else we got here. 4. Easy 4. All right. So put our odds, put our 3 times odds there. We've got every number covered but big red. All right, 10. 10. Nothing quite happening up here, but here we go. 10 gets paid 25. We'll rack that. Looking for a 4. 6. Easy. 6 the easy way. We got 36 there. $36 pays $42. All right, what are we going to do here? Let's press that up with some leftovers and press that. All right, let's go. 10. Our place bets don't win, but we win in the field. And this is what I'm talking about. We are getting paid. There's a lot of action. We're picking up a lot, racking, pressing. 11, yo. All right. Point's been set, but we still get paid out there. Pick it up, rack it. 7 out. Well, that's too bad. It's always too bad when you 7 out, but that was a good roll. Made back some ground. Rack's still looking pretty good. All right. A couple more, and then we'll do a countdown, see where we're at. Coming out. 10. All right, so we are gonna we know 3 times odds, and we'll put the caps on the 6 and 8 for a good payout. Roll them. 10, winner. All right, winner. So we get paid in the field. We also get paid 75 pays 150 for the odds, and 1-to-1 on the pass line. So not too shabby. All right, everything's off but that pass line. Come out roll. 7, winner, front line winner. All right, just pick it up and rack it. 4, the easy way. All right, so here we go again, just like the 10. We come on the 4. All righty, so everything's covered but that big red. 5. No field 5. Okay, we know that'll go there, but for demonstration purposes, that's 35. So that's our net win. So what do we want to do with that? I would say let's press up to 36 on the 6 and 8. And since we got some 1s here, let's just drop those. Okay. And roll. 8, the hard way. The square pair. All right. So we lose here, but we know that we get 42. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to drop it back in the field. We're going to rack 5 of that, and then we're going to press to 42. By pressing the 42, all right, everything's set. Looking for a 4. 5. No field 5. But that comes there. We know we're going to get 35. Let's put that back out. And let's press to so payouts on the 5. Think about it. If we pressed up to 35, that makes it an odd number, which is a little bit harder because you get paid out 3 for every 2. This is not divisible by 2, so drop a cap on it, make it 36, so the dealer knows that it's easily divisible, and then multiplied by 3. All right, roll. 8. 8. We lose here. We're going to get paid here, and we are going to get paid 50. For 42. And what do we want to do here? Since we got a little extra, let's take that. We'll go to 48 on each. So we're slowly grinding away. 8. 48 pays 56. We lose here. We'll pay that back, and let's just truly go up to rack that, but we'll drop 25. So we're at 60. 60 pays 70 for the 6 and 8. We're still hanging out here at 36, but everything else is set. All right, roll. 3 craps, 3. Okay, nothing's happening up here, but our field, something's happening down there. All right, 9, center field 9. All right, so we're gonna get paid there on that 9, but I'm gonna play the 9 just because I like 9 so much. 4, winner. All right, point. All right, so we get paid on the field. We also get paid $150 for the odds and the pass line, so that's $175 total. So let's pick all this up. Number goes off. We'll rack it. And there we go. Okay. Rack's looking pretty good. We're coming out again. Our place bets are all off. And then coming out. 8. Hard 8. All right. So we're going to do 125. We're going to do 25. We'll come on to 8. So what do we do with this? We've got 60 here. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop to 50. I'm going to go to 50 and pick up the kind of the change I call. So things are looking good. Roll 9. That's a good hit for us because 2 pays 3. 50 pays 75. We also get paid there. Okay, so that's $100 that we're picking up. You know, you have the option to press whatever numbers you want to, but me, I'm gonna rack the profit, and I'm not pressing on every single win. 6. Okay, here we go. Loss, but we win on this 6. So 60 pays 70. And since it's a nice number to press, we're going to press that 6 to 90, but we're still, after we reset, we still have $15 in profit that we rack. All right. Looking for an 8. 2. All right. Nothing happening here, but since this table pays 2 times, $50. So I'm going to take that $50 and we are going to press the 5 and 9 to 75. So that's an odd number now. They could do it without saying anything, but I'm going to go into my rack and go to 80. So we know that 80 pays 120. Just to keep the math simple for the dealer. 6, hard 6. All right, we lose here. Okay, we'll add that to the payout. And we know that that pays 120. 120. It's a nice hit. We got to refresh our field. So we're back to 95 profit that we just rack. All right. 10, hard way. All right. Nothing on our place bets. We didn't press anything. We just took everything profit last time. There we go. And what I'm going to do, since I like 9 so much, we'll make it look like 100 with that win. 5. No field 5. Okay. So 80 pays 120 for 5. We've got 100 and we've got 20. A lot of times dealers will look at your rack. If you got red, they'll say, drop me a 5. And really, you'll get paid that. Then I'm going to take that to 100 and I'm going to rack 105. $5. All right. 100 pays 150. And okay. So things are cruising right along for us, but here's what I'm going to do. Since we've had quite a few good rolls, I'm going to quickly buy the 4 and 10. I'm going to pay my $2 VIG up front. Not a big deal. And let's go. 5. Winner. I forgot that field bet. I usually don't go back in time. This time I will, because we lose that. And once again, 100 pays 150. That's the payout for that. And refresh that, and we'll just rack that profit right up. 8. Winner. All right. We hit the point. We lose here, and we've got 125. Sorry for the dogs. They like playing craps with me. And that's a 175. We're going to rack all this up. And we're going to go off. We're coming out. The only bet that's working is this, and we'll see where we're at. 7. Frontline winner. Pass line gets paid right there on the come out. 5. All right. So we got some decisions to make with the 5. We've got 90 there. We've got 100 that we moved over from the 5, because we're going to drop 100 behind. And let's do this. Since we are doing well, we are going to take $20 and go make that 8 look like 120. So remember where we started. We started at basically the table minimums. And look where we're at. This wasn't even in play. We've got a $25 buy on the 4 and 10. We've got $100 on the 9, 120 there, 90 there. We've got full odds of 100 on the 5. We got a pass line and we got a field. And the rack is looking pretty sweet. 6. All right, so our field bet loses for sure. So 90 is going to pay 120. And we're going to get paid 120. We're going to drop a 5. So we get 125. But we're going to put 25 back on the field. We're going to take this up to 120. And need a little bit more. So our 6 and 8s are now even. We got money falling out of our rack. Might have to break out another rack. 2 craps 2. Nothing happens to any of the bets up here, pass line odds. But what happens here? Bang. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put pressure on my 4 and 10 buys. That additional 25 is going to, on each of those numbers, is going to be a $2 vig, dollar each. All right. Why not? 3. That's a winner for the field. We'll just take that and rack it. 7 out. All right. So all good things come to an end, and they collect everything. Number goes off. All right, so we started with 2,000. And that's our 2,000, okay, that we started with. When I said our rack is starting to look sweet, well, this is profit right here. How much profit? This is 500, I bet. Okay. And some change. Okay. So we started with 2,000. $100 a stack, 100 here, 100 there. That's $1,000, $3,104. So we had an $1,104 win by playing the Iron Cross, and really, that's how it works out. It's pretty straightforward. It's very intuitive, a lot of action. It's fun to play. And technically, that was the first strategy that I played at a live casino or a live craps table, and it was fun. I don't play it too often anymore just because it gets a little monotonous. sometimes you forget with all the action at the table. Sometimes you'll forget, like you'll lose your field bet, you'll forget to replace it because the dealers, they don't care about the field bet. They just pay it and you pick it up and you do with what they either pay it or take it. And then they're not going to remind you to put a field bet back. Because technically it's not a good bet. But the way we were playing with other numbers, I think that we showed you that it can win. And kind of when you're a hot table, we had a couple good rolls in there and had one really good roll where we pressed our bets up and we even got all the numbers across. So if a 10 was hitting, we were getting paid on the field and here. So it's actually the strength of Iron Cross is if you get on a very hot table, you're crushing it. They say that it works best on choppy tables where numbers are coming but points are getting reset often. You see a lot of random rolls, and this strategy can capitalize on that. And yes, random rolls, because we have everything covered but the 7. That is. Now, if it's a cold table, you get a point set, and the next roll is immediately a 7, you're screwed, right? That is just not fun. And if you start encountering that multiple times, maybe even 2 times, 2 out of 3, then you should rethink what strategy you're going to play. If you see that you're starting to get hot, you might want to go back to it. It's all up to you. You're making decisions here. And I'm just trying to educate everybody on the benefits of doing what. So try to avoid making mistakes. Betting too much on the field and not enough on place bets. Chasing losses. If you keep losing here on the field, but a 7's not hitting, then you need to start taking advantage of like the 5, 6, 8, because those are the numbers that are most likely hitting. So that's where you saw how I started out. 30 pays 35, and I replaced my 25 here. I took the other 10, and one time I went 6 here, 6 there, so I took $2 out of my rack. Not a big deal. Or you could just press 1 for 6 and take a little bit more profit. But it seems at first it might be kind of chump change that you're dealing with. But if you're able to hit a 6, press it by 6, and then if you hit that again, you'll lose here, but then you'll replace it with 25, but then you'll have more money to start spreading out. And we'll go over some episodes where we talk about pressing and regressing. There's a lot of different thoughts and theories and methodologies around pressing and then regressing down. But those are a little bit more advanced, but you saw that I was pressing because I know how to press. I know how to play this. I've played it many times. I've won money at it. I've lost money. So it is craps. Nothing's guaranteed. So that's the Iron Cross in a nutshell. It's fast paced, rewarding, and great for engagement, but it's not guaranteed, as I just said. Use it smartly, scale your bets appropriately, and know when to walk away. One thing I didn't say and one thing I did not do is on that roll that was pretty hot, maybe that would have been the time to move that field bet to a 50 instead of 25. So you'll have to judge that as well, because my 6 and 8s we're getting up there. But again, having 6 and 8s grow to $120, replacing 25 here is not that big of a deal. I was racking a lot of profit, and that's how we walked away with $1,104. If you like this breakdown, give us a like, comment on your favorite tweak to the Iron Cross, subscribe so you can get more content. Thanks for watching Craps University, where we're always rolling towards better play.